Well, the world is going to be watching tomorrow as President Trump meets with Chinese President Xi Jinping on the sidelines of the G20 summit in Japan. It's going to be a lunch meeting. One critical issue is China's demand that the U.S. lift its ban on Huawei technologies. But the company's top security official told our very own Maria Bartiromo yesterday the trade talks shouldn't affect Huawei's business interests.
People don't understand the way the United States government works if they think any agreement between the U.S. and China is going to eliminate all restrictions on Huawei's ability to do business in the United States. We will not be allowed to do business unless there are strict government-monitored risk mitigation processes. A trade deal is not going to affect that.
Well, can the trade talks between the U.S. and China get back on track this weekend? John Dale Grover, a fellow at Defense Priorities, is here. And what do you think? How optimistic or not are you about an agreement being hatched out tomorrow?
I think we can definitely get to a ceasefire, and there is a possibility eventually for a trade deal, and we absolutely should go for a trade deal. What we need to recognize here is, though, that we need to meet the Chinese halfway. About 20 minutes ago, the Chinese said that they're willing to meet us halfway, but the catch is we can't ask them to change their domestic laws, right? One of the things that we've said is you need to change your laws to protect intellectual property. Okay, that makes sense for them in the long run. They need to be more capitalistic, and that makes sense for us, but imagine that kind of demand. If she came to Washington and said, change your laws, America, that's a non-starter.
Well, you know, we're looking right now at pictures out of Osaka, Japan. These are live pictures, folks, as we look at all the arrivals of the leaders at Osaka Castle Guest House. And this is going to be where they're going to have the big family photo of the leaders taken out on the terrace, and then the dinner, which we will not have access to. But just want to let our viewers know what they're looking at. With regards to the G20 in general, you know, there's supposed to be, and we haven't gotten details yet, an earlier meeting between Lighthizer and his Chinese counterparts to try to kind of lay the groundwork, if you will, to kind of smooth over this relationship between the two leaders. But President Xi is under a lot of pressure in China right now from those hardliners that really don't want him to kind of, quote unquote, give in to the United States. Isn't that going to play a factor tomorrow?
It certainly is. And there's a lot of talk in China, both in the government and in civil society circles, that Trump is under pressure. So from their point of view, Trump has to be worried about 2020. And so what I hope here is that both sides see that there's some room to maneuver here, especially because we need to look out for our prosperity. We need to outcompete China, but we need to preserve the golden goose, right? Don't kill the golden goose, because it's the economy that allows us to fund our world-class military, and that's what underlines our security.
Well, speaking of economies, though, the Chinese economy has been under pressure, and they can't keep putting stimulus into that economy at some point. I mean, maybe they can, I don't know. But at this point, you know, the data we're getting out of China does show weakness. I would think that would be a bargaining chip for us.
Certainly, but it goes both ways. I mean, the Federal Reserve is thinking about doing a rate cut, and we've been keeping rates really low for a long time. And you go back to Obama, we've been doing quantitative easing for quite a while. So regardless of that, I mean, I think both sides are under pressure, and the National Bureau of Economic Research, we've got like $70 billion worth of loss from this trade war, and that's hurting us across the board.
All right, John, great perspective from you. And again, all eyes on Japan as we wait to see President Trump in the next few moments. John, thank you.
Thank you.